Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that has sparked much debate and concern in our increasingly digital world. We're talking about the smart devices that are tracking you and, more importantly, how you can stop them. Whether it's for convenience or necessity, our homes are filled with smart gadgets, from phones to refrigerators. But these devices can also be gateways to our personal data. So let's uncover the 13 smart devices that are keeping an eye on you and provide practical steps to take back your privacy. 1. Smartphones. It's no surprise that smartphones top our list. These powerful devices know where we are, who we talk to, and what we search for. Your location services, apps, and even your voice assistants like Siri or Google Assistant are constantly collecting data. For instance, have you ever noticed how Google Maps can suggest routes based on your usual commute, or how social media apps can show you ads related to recent conversations? This is all a result of intricate data collection. To minimize tracking, start by going into your phone's settings. Disable location services for apps that don't need it. You'd be surprised how many apps request location access without a valid reason. Regularly review app permissions and turn off background data usage for apps you don't trust. For iPhone users, consider using the Sign In with Apple feature, which limits data shared with apps. Additionally, both iOS and Android offer privacy settings that allow you to control how much data is shared with third-party apps. For example, iOS has a feature called App Tracking Transparency that prompts you to allow or deny apps from tracking your activity across other companies' apps and websites. Android users can limit ad tracking and opt out of personalized ads through their Google account settings. Another key step is to regularly update your phone's software to ensure you have the latest security patches. Using a virtual private network, VPN, can also help by masking your IP address and encrypting your internet traffic. Lastly, be cautious about the apps you download and the permissions they request. Stick to official app stores and read reviews to avoid malicious apps designed to steal your data. 2. Smart TVs. Next up, smart TVs. These devices often track what you watch to recommend content or, unfortunately, to serve targeted ads. Some brands even track your voice commands. For example, companies like Vizio have been found to collect data on users' viewing habits without explicit consent. To protect your privacy, start by disabling ACR, automatic content recognition, in your TV's settings. This feature allows the TV to identify what you're watching and share that information. Also, turn off voice recognition features if you don't use them. Regularly update your TV's firmware to ensure it has the latest security patches. Another tip is to avoid using the TV's built-in apps for streaming services and instead use external devices like Roku or Apple TV, which often have better privacy controls. Moreover, some smart TVs allow you to opt out of interest-based ads. Check your TV's settings or the manufacturer's privacy policy for details on how to do this. For instance, Samsung TVs have an interest-based ad setting that you can disable. Additionally, consider using a DNS-based ad blocker to prevent your smart TV from sending data to tracking servers. These steps can significantly reduce the amount of data your smart TV collects and shares. 3. Smart speakers. Smart speakers like Amazon Echo and Google Home are incredibly convenient, but come at a privacy cost. These devices are always listening for their wake word and could potentially record more than you intend. For instance, there have been instances where these devices accidentally recorded private conversations and sent them to random contacts. To mitigate this, go into your device's settings and delete voice recordings periodically. Both Amazon and Google offer this feature. You can also set these devices to automatically delete recordings after a certain period. Mute the microphone when not in use and consider setting up a separate network for your smart devices to limit exposure. Furthermore, be mindful of what commands you give and avoid discussing sensitive information near these devices. You can also use the privacy features offered by these devices. For example, Amazon Echo allows you to set voice recordings to automatically delete after 3 or 18 months. Google Home offers similar options, letting you auto-delete recordings older than 3, 18, or 36 months. Additionally, you can review and manage your voice data in the Amazon Alexa app or Google Home app to ensure you're comfortable with the data being stored. 4. Smart thermostats. Smart thermostats like Nest learn your habits to optimize heating and cooling. However, they also collect data on your daily routines and home occupancy patterns. This data can potentially be shared with third parties, raising privacy concerns. Review the privacy policy of your thermostats app and disable any unnecessary data sharing features. You can also manually adjust your thermostat settings to limit data collection. Regularly updating your thermostat's firmware is also crucial for maintaining security. Additionally, consider the implications of sharing your thermostat's data with utility companies or other third parties, and opt out if it makes you uncomfortable. Nest, for instance, offers a feature called Home and Away Assist that uses your phone's location to adjust the thermostat. If you find this intrusive, you can disable it. Similarly, Ecobee thermostats have an occupancy feature that can be turned off if you don't want the device to track when you're home. Always review the settings and opt out of features that feel unnecessary or invasive. 5. Fitness trackers. Fitness trackers and smartwatches collect a plethora of personal data, from your heart rate to your location during a run. Brands like Fitbit, Apple, and Garmin store this data in the cloud. This information can be used to build a detailed profile of your lifestyle and health status. To secure your information, adjust the privacy settings in your device's app to limit data sharing. Opt out of community and social features if you don't use them. Additionally, regularly review and delete old data stored in your account. Some devices also offer the option to store data locally instead of in the cloud. Be cautious about sharing your fitness data on social media, as it can reveal more about you than you might realize. For example, Fitbit has a setting that allows you to manage who can see your activity data. You can choose to keep your profile private, share it with friends, or make it public. Apple Watch users can manage privacy settings through the Health app, where you can control which apps have access to your health data. Garmin users can adjust privacy settings in the Garmin Connect app. Always review these settings to ensure your data is only shared with trusted sources. 6. Smart cameras. Smart security cameras offer peace of mind, but also pose privacy risks. These cameras can potentially be hacked, giving intruders access to live feeds of your home. There have been numerous reports of hackers gaining access to home security cameras, leading to serious privacy breaches. Ensure your cameras use strong, unique passwords and enable two-factor authentication if available. Regularly update the firmware to protect against vulnerabilities. Consider using local storage options rather than cloud storage to reduce the risk of data breaches. Additionally, position your cameras in a way that minimizes the view of private areas, and consider using a VPN to add an extra layer of security to your home network. Brands like Ring and Nest offer advanced security features that you should take advantage of. For example, Ring allows you to enable two-factor authentication and control who has access to your camera feeds. Nest provides similar options and allows you to review and manage your camera's activity history. Always ensure that your cameras are using the latest security protocols and avoid using default passwords, as these are often easily accessible to hackers. 7. Smart home assistants. Devices like Amazon Alexa and Google Assistant integrate various smart home gadgets, but they also collect extensive data on your daily activities and preferences. These devices can track everything from your shopping habits to your music preferences and even your conversations. Periodically review and delete the data these assistants store. Customize the privacy settings to limit what information is saved and shared. Mute the microphone when not in use and disable features you don't need. Another useful tip is to create separate user profiles for different family members, which can help limit the amount of data each profile accumulates. Alexa and Google Assistant both offer the option to review and delete your voice history. You can do this through the Alexa app or Google Home app. For example, you can ask Alexa to delete what you just said, or you can go into the app to delete recordings from a specific day or all time. Google Assistant offers similar functionality through the My Activities section of your Google account. Regularly managing these settings can help protect your privacy. 8. Smart appliances. Your smart fridge or washing machine might seem harmless, but they often track usage patterns and even what's inside your fridge to suggest grocery orders. Some of these appliances can also monitor energy usage and share that data with third parties. Go through the privacy settings in the Appliances app and turn off any unnecessary tracking features. If possible, disconnect the appliance from the internet when not in use. Always be cautious about what permissions you grant during setup. It's also wise to regularly check for firmware updates and install them to keep your appliances secure. For example, Samsung smart fridges come with a feature called View Inside that uses internal cameras to track the contents of your fridge. If you find this unnecessary, you can disable it through the settings. Similarly, many smart washing machines offer remote monitoring features that can be turned off if you don't need them. Always review the user manual and privacy policy to understand what data is being collected and how it's being used. 9. Baby monitors. Modern baby monitors with cameras and audio features are a boon for parents, but can also be exploited by hackers if not properly secured. There have been alarming cases where strangers gained access to baby monitors and used them to spy on families. Use a strong, unique password and enable encryption if the device supports it. Regularly update the firmware and disable remote access features if you don't need them. Consider turning off the monitor when not in use. Additionally, placing the monitor on a separate network from your other devices can help prevent unauthorized access. Brands like Nanit and Arlo offer advanced security features such as end-to-end encryption and two-factor authentication. Make sure to enable these features to enhance your monitor's security. Also, avoid using default usernames and passwords and change them regularly. If your monitor offers an option to disable internet connectivity when not in use, take advantage of it to prevent unauthorized access. 10. Smart locks. Smart locks provide convenience and enhanced security, but they also track who enters and leaves your home. This information can be valuable to intruders if it falls into the wrong hands. Ensure your smart lock is updated with the latest firmware and uses strong passwords. Review access logs regularly and delete old data. Disable any unnecessary features that track your movements. It's also a good idea to set up notifications for lock activities so you can monitor any suspicious activity in real time. For example, August smart locks allow you to create temporary access codes for guests and track who enters and leaves your home. Ensure that you regularly review and manage these access codes. Additionally, some smart locks offer features like geofencing, which can automatically lock or unlock your door based on your location. If you find this feature intrusive, consider disabling it. 11. Health devices. Smart health devices like blood pressure monitors and glucose meters can send data to your healthcare provider, but they also store sensitive health information. This data, if not properly secured, can be accessed by unauthorized parties. Check the privacy policies of the device and the app it uses. Ensure that data encryption is enabled and regularly review what information is being shared. Only share data with trusted medical professionals and platforms. If possible, opt for devices that allow local storage of data rather than cloud storage. For instance, Omron's smart blood pressure monitors offer cloud storage but also provide options for local data management. Similarly, Dexcom's continuous glucose monitors allow you to share data with your healthcare team through secure platforms. Always review the privacy settings and choose the least intrusive options available. 12. Smart cars. Modern cars are becoming more like computers on wheels, tracking your location, driving habits, and even your music preferences. Car manufacturers collect this data to improve services, but it also raises significant privacy concerns. Dive into your car's privacy settings and limit data sharing where possible. Disable unnecessary features like location tracking and regularly update the car's software. Be mindful of what permissions you grant when connecting your smartphone to the car's system. It's also advisable to read the privacy policy provided by the car manufacturer to understand what data is being collected and how it's being used. For example, Tesla cars collect data on driving behavior and vehicle performance. While this data can help improve the car's functionality, it can also be intrusive. Tesla allows you to disable data sharing through the car's settings. Similarly, many other car manufacturers offer privacy settings that allow you to control what data is shared and with whom. Always take the time to review these settings and make adjustments as needed. 13. Smart lighting. Finally, smart lighting systems can track your lighting preferences and usage patterns, often connecting to other smart home devices. This data can be used to build a profile of your daily routines. Adjust the privacy settings in the Lighting Systems app to limit data collection. Use strong, unique passwords for your smart home network and regularly update the system's firmware. Disable remote access features if you don't need them. Additionally, consider using a smart hub to control your lighting system, as it can offer more granular privacy controls. For instance, Philips Hue lighting systems allow you to control and monitor your lights through a mobile app. However, you can limit the data collected by adjusting the app's privacy settings. Additionally, using a dedicated smart hub like Samsung SmartThings can help centralize control and enhance privacy by reducing the number of direct internet connections your lights make. And there you have it, folks. 13 smart devices that are tracking you and how to stop them. While these gadgets add convenience to our lives, it's essential to remain vigilant about our privacy. By taking the steps we've discussed, you can enjoy the benefits of smart technology without sacrificing your personal information. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tech tips and privacy insights. Stay safe, stay smart, and we'll see you in the next video.